Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off. It is just after the first round of the NFL draft.
Currently midnight.
It's midnight.
Not yet.
It's about to be
on Thursday.
It's about to be midnight here in Kansas City.
11:55.
But we figured we had to immediately give our reactions to how that first round went. A little bit of a weird first round for the NFL
Watchers
draft.
like my stinky socks.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
if you're watching, you can see us. I'm in my PJs.
You probably
already.
smell his feet.
You can see my size 13 feet.
Nice.
It was a good time, though. It was a long day, but different
Dude,
compared
I'm
to
so
last year's
tired.
draft also. Like, Felipe and I were in Vegas for it, and the energy was so different. It was way more hyped up. Midwest,
Bro,
very friendly.
honestly, but it's because that's in Vegas.
The loss.
Yeah.
You're going to Vegas for a draft. That's a destination draft. KC, as much as I love it, is not a destination. In Vegas, you're getting fucking turned out there for it. You're boozing all day. Like, you're getting ready.
True. The people out there, they're ready to go, and not to mention Vegas fans. I mean, like Raiders fans, really Oakland fans, but the Raiders fans are psychos compared to Chiefs fans. Chiefs fans are good. Chiefs fans are good fans.
They're just so nice.
But they're nice people. Yeah.
But when we were talking to like a bunch of fan stuff before the draft and like during it, like who's the worst fans, in the NFL? A lot of people said the Chiefs. Yeah. I think it was people that are not Chiefs fans that live in KC.
Yeah,
they can come off arrogant and cocky, which I can fucking vouch for, being a guy that has a bunch of friends that are Chiefs fans. But like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time.
you just hit a fucking rip of the pen.
It's what it feels like.
Dude, Adam's been coughing all week. COVID. Exactly. But let's break down exactly what we were up to. We obviously split up. I'm curious. Adam and I went inside. We had a couple of media credentials, and we were trying to meet up with someone we knew who was escorting a player.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yes, he ended up.
Well, actually, it's crazy. He had the 10th pick.
Yeah.
He was assigned the 10th pick. He's also an Eagles fan, so he was assigned the Eagles pick. And because of the way the board kind of fell,
Eagles traded, right?
Eagles traded up to number 9. The 10th pick ended up being Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright was not in the green room. The next 10 picks from Darnell Wright up until Jackson Smith and Jigba were not present at the draft.
That's insane. How many first rounders do you usually see that where they're like just chilling at home?
Yeah. So Terrell had no one to bring back and
Good
escort.
pick though, low key for the Bears. That was a good pick.
Darnell Wright? Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to Bears fans like right before that, and they were like, dude, we want that Skaronski kid or whatever from Northwestern, good Chicago boy, whatever. And then they saw the pick, and they're just like, well, it's a tackle, I guess. Like, dude, there's so many boring picks in a row.
The first round was semi-boring, but just finishing off the Terrell point, it took almost like another hour and a half before we finally got to see Terrell back there. Ended up working out, as it always does. He ended up getting Jordan Addison, which is way better than Darnell Wright. If he was here.
For content, yeah.
So we were able to talk to Jordan Addison as soon as he was drafted and talk to him about.
You got some good bits.
We got some good bits, yeah. I mean, we just asked him.
It was quick.
It was super fast. He was super quiet, but just, hey, where does Jordan Addison and Jettis rank amongst wide receiver duos in the NFL?
I think he said about 15th, 16th, right?
Yeah, to no one's, to
no surprise.
To no surprise, he said number 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
did he say number 1 straight up?
Who would have thought?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, that's way better than T. Higgins.
The other thing,
way better than Reek and Waddle.
He's not going to say anything else. He's not going to say anything else. Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the game, so it
I
makes
think that's
sense.
2 Biletnikoff winners, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might be.
I don't think Jettis won the Biletnikoff.
I thought he won that year before.
Jamar won.
I thought Jettis did. Was it Jamar?
Jettis did not
win. It was one of the.
Jamar won the Biletikoff.
Jamar was the year that they won the
Jamar took a year off after, too.
Whatever, and then after that, he said that he's excited to be learning from a guy like Justin Jefferson, obviously, which is like such an opportunity for him.
Learn from.
And then we got
that's a huge upgrade from Adam Thielen, also, by the way.
Huge.
No, it's not.
Adam Thielen's cooked now, dude.
Oh, at this point, yeah, but it's not an upgrade,
dude.
From what
Great
Thielen was
route
in his
runner,
prime.
though.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now, obviously, it's an upgrade. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Oh, okay, sure.
Thielen's a top route runner.
tired.
Top, like, real good route runner.
Bro. We're talking about Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson being a top receiver duo. We've never seen Jordan Addison play on an NFL field before.
Yeah,
we know that he's talented, though, obviously.
No, he's talented.
Obviously. I mean, he's played with some really, really good quarterbacks.
He's a route runner. He weighs 180 pounds.
Yeah, he and Adam are standing next to each other, and they
173.
look exactly, they're the same exact size.
Same body measurements.
Yeah, he's like 5'11", 6 foot, and same weight.
Adam's like
They looked
6'1",
it
though,
up.
bro. Come on.
No.
I'll give him some credit.
Nice guy.
He's not.
Adam's
I
like 6'1".
I am.
I think you're 6 feet tall, fine, but
He's not
I also
6 feet
think
tall.
Jordan Addison is 5'11", 6 feet tall. You guys were exactly the same
He's
height.
5'11".
I'm just saying, you guys were exactly the same height, Yeah.
All right, it's neither here nor there.
And you were the same
Adam's
way.
6'1".
They were very
Yeah, but he
similarly
also thought
sized.
he also thought Tyree Wilson was like 6'4" when he's
Bro,
actually 6'6".
I looked
you're-
at the
you have
video.
I don't think you
skewed.
understand. I don't think you understand heights.
You don't, because you're skewed, bro.
Not even that. Then we asked Zay Flowers where he
Shout out
OBJ
you,
ranked.
Tell me they are not exactly the same
Like
fucking
there's
size.
angles
They are.
to
They're
that.
exactly the same size. I'm not obviously.
They're
I'm not
exactly
trying to
the
be
same
like,
height.
bro.
Nah, bro,
a
I'm
fucking
better than-
inch. And fucking inch.
I'm a better
is
route
the
runner than
biggest,
Jordan Addison.
most insignificant
Well,
difference.
yeah, obviously.
Of course.
You look like you'd be a better route runner.
And then we talked to Zay Flowers for a
Yeah,
second.
that was cool. And then I want to hear about Jack and Felipe's side of things being with the fans. And then we were able to follow up a question with Bijan, which was really cool in the press conference room.
Yeah.
So definitely go check out that content on Instagram or TikTok. That was a pretty cool moment. But what about you guys? How was it with the fans?
Well, not to name drop like you guys just did. We're more salt of the earth people. I would say a little more blue collar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I would say that's how we are. You guys got to sit down in chairs and whatnot. We had to stay.
We
didn't
did
trip.
not. We were standing the entire time. I said
No.
for 3 hours straight.
I'll bet you guys are standing on carpets though.
You're right.
Right?
You're
Yeah.
right. That's luxury.
way
That's
big
luxury.
difference than cement.
That's luxury.
So just think about that one, and why you two are sitting in the shitty chairs. We're on the couch. We earned this.
did.
Is that why
Earned,
that-
not given.
Is that why this is happening?
Yeah,
that's
earned, not
literally
given.
why, yeah.
So you could call us warriors, maybe.
Yeah.
Something of the sort.
You met Dwayne Bowe, though.
What?
You met Dwayne Bowe, though.
I
actually
did meet
did.
Dwayne Bowe. That was dope.
Did you meet him? I didn't realize you met.
Yeah,
Or you just saw him.
Didn't meet. We were just
Well, like within 5 feet is
we
meeting.
we locked eyes. He asked me if I wanted to come to the back room with him. It was fun though. I had to decline because I had to work. But no,
I love a working
I
man.
was like meet Adam from Dwayne Bowe, which is pretty cool.
I love a
I was
working
gonna
man.
ask him because I was asking all these Chiefs fans like how many rings is Patrick Mahomes gonna win by the end of his career. I wanted to ask him that, and then
Yep.
you ended up taking a picture of the security guard instead.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
But
it's fucked
it was
up.
dope though. We actually had
What
like
about getting noticed?
I was about to say such a cool holy shit, this is so worth it moment where we had 2 fans come up to us. The first one recognized Felipe. I don't think he recognized me at first because this guy's always spewing.
Well, he's
off
also
shit.
good looking, so you can recognize.
Has nothing to do with it.
Jack is good looking too, bro. What the fuck is wrong
I mean,
with you? That's your
Felipe's-
friend,
Bro,
Felipe's
You're
the
trying to
most handsome
insult him?
person on
Look
this
at Felipe,
podcast,
dude.
though.
That's
It's
not.
true. It's not true. Keep
it's-
going. Keep
that's
going.
not what I'm
No,
knocking
tell-
here.
tell-
Jack is also good looking.
I'm not saying that. I'm just
I'm
saying
aware.
Felipe's.
in my own way. If you like that, Buzz, you
I
the
like
deep
him.
Voice, you like hair. If you like body hair, I'm your fucking guy. That's all I know. There are women that like that shit. I wouldn't know. But Lipe, tell him what the guy said to you, the Giants fan.
Oh man.
I think one of the first things
He doesn't
was
want to
like, "Oh,
repeat
you're
it.
the cowboy guy, right? You're the cowboy guy."
Oh yeah. He just he recognized me as a Cowboy fan.
Just do some Celsius.
He recognized me as the Cowboy fan, and we just had a little conversation about how the Giants and Cowboys would do. He thinks Dak is the 3rd best quarterback in the division.
Facts.
Facts.
True, yeah.
He
No-
thinks
no lies
He
detected.
thinks the Cowboys will finish 3rd in the division. He thinks the
Facts.
Giants will finish 2nd and the Eagles 1st.
It makes sense.
And we just had a lovely conversation.
Yo,
but
kids got stones, bro. Kids got stones.
but he's a fan of the pod, though. He
Kids
likes
got Jones. Keep
nice. Yeah, he said he liked the pod, so that was pretty cool that he recognized
Yeah.
us and came up to us.
And there's a second guy that came up. This is the coolest one, honestly, because
Yeah.
I never thought we were selfieable. People are like, yo, bro, can I get a selfie? Like this dude's like a Saints fan, super funny fucking dude. Because I interviewed him right after, and he was like, "It's like, yo, you guys are from Caps Off, right?" We're like, yeah. He goes, "Bro, I gotta get a selfie. Come on." We're
That's
like,
so cool.
That's
and I was just
sick.
like,
I
yo,
wish
what
I was
the fuck?
there,
Like,
bro.
we're not that big, bro. That was so cool. Oh my
No,
god.
no.
Yeah, we're
I hope
nobodies.
you're listening to this, dude, because that was one of the coolest.
We're not that
moments of
big.
my life.
Adam's like 5'11", so yeah, not
Well,
that big.
okay, well,
That's a good point.
Adam's not 5'11" because I'm 5'11" and a quarter, and Adam's taller than me. So
Yeah.
let's put that one
Yeah,
fucking right out there.
Yeah.
What, bro? Saints fan that I talked to. If you're listening, I love you. That was one of the coolest moments of my life.
That's
It's-
awesome.
it's definitely really
that
cool.
made that made everything worth it because I'm like, holy shit, like
It's
Yeah,
working.
but let's not overplay it, bro. We gotta be cool, bro. That shit all right.
no, actually, our content sucks.
Is the
Our
oven?
content is shit.
Does anyone know if the oven's ready yet?
I'm gonna check. I gotta get
Shit
another
was-
beer anyway.
bro.
Let me check. Let me check.
Go check.
Go check.
While you're checking, we're gonna start recapping.
Shout out Saints fan, bro. But like,
Jack is on one right
Jack's-
now.
I can't-
Is Jack at a volume 11 right now?
yeah, he's
I'm
lit.
like so tired, bro.
No,
Everything
I'm
is so
feeding
loud.
off of Jack. I like this.
Everything is so
I
loud.
might go sit next to him.
Nah, but real talk though, we get that shit all the time. Fans come up to us all the time. Can we take selfies? Can we take pictures and shit? I don't know why Jack's acting like this, bro. The Saints fan, you're cool and shit, but like,
But like, relax.
No, I love you.
No, but let's
we
recap.
love you, but, like, we love
let's
everybody,
recap
bro.
the
Love
draft
wins,
a little
dog.
bit.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Definitely a weird draft. The first thing I want to talk about that we talked about yesterday with Kevin Walsh, or on the previous episode with Kevin Walsh. We were talking about potential trades that were gonna happen during the draft. One of them being particularly D-Hop.
Bro, nothing happened.
A lot of
Nothing
rumors.
happened.
There were no trades for players today during the draft.
You know what that also kind of tells me though is that
It's coming tomorrow.
it's coming 2 and 3, which also
Nice, dude. That's just me and you, same wave, bro.
is
Is everyone delirious right now?
yeah. I feel like I'm on another planet.
Keep going.
It kind of signifies to me that in a way the first round there wasn't a lot of value in the
Adam's
first
iPhone.
round. Yeah, that'd be great. There's not a lot of value in the first round, which is why you didn't see a lot of people giving up their first for certain players. Like obviously, Diop's not going to command a first round pick at this stage in his career.
Good job, Jack. That's a pizza alarm. Jack's setting a pizza alarm.
But yeah, whereas like last year you saw a lot more of those trades happening, and then you saw like a Traylon Burks for AJ Brown essentially happen. So yeah, there weren't really any trades, but there was a trade that definitely happened by the Eagles to get up and get Jalen Carter. And Kevin Walsh said Jalen Carter's the best player in this draft. And essentially the Eagles nabbed the best player in the draft at number 9. And now they're building the Georgia defense.
Yeah,
They're the
so wait.
Philadelphia Bulldogs.
I was about to
They
ask you.
literally are, bro.
I was about to ask you, and I want you all to answer this. But in your humble opinion, who won the first round of the draft?
Oh, it's not even close. The Philadelphia Eagles absolutely murdered the first round of the draft. They could have had, and we haven't even seen the second or third round. They could have had the best first. They could have had the best first 3 rounds because the fact that you could get a Nolan Smith who was supposed to. Wow.
No, he was gonna supposed to, no cap.
Oh God,
Nolan Smith was a guy that's going to probably go in the top 15.
Probably.
Dude, I'm on one.
He was gonna supposed to probably. No.
It's not that hot of a take.
No,
But-
I'm not scoffing at that.
Whatever, they
notion,
get
bro.
Nolan Smith.
he's not confident in that notion, bro.
They get Nolan Smith at 30. They get Jalen Carter at 9.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Now they got N'Kobe Dean.
Listen to this sound, boys.
I mean, look, the Eagles destroyed the draft.
That's nice.
They got an entire
Can I ask
Georgia
you a
Bulldogs
question, though?
defense from last year, I think it was.
Yes.
They're disgusting.
Actually, yeah, right? Because Jordan Davis,
N'Kobe N'Kobe Dean,
and now
Nolan
Philadelphia-
Smith, and
and
Jalen Carter.
Philadelphia Bulldogs, bro.
Yeah.
Can I ask
That's
you a
what
question
they
though?
are.
Because
Ask me a question.
At some point, like we talk about these guys, oh, he's supposed to be top 10, he was supposed to be top 12, whatever. They got him at 30. When do you start to think like, is there a reason this guy fell to 30?
Of course.
I mean,
There's a
somebody
reason.
knows something we don't, right?
No,
There's a reason all these teams are passing up on this.
let's ask our scout.
Capsoff's head scout.
Dude, he's been on one.
These
this-
real scouts don't know shit. Jalen Carter is a fucking stud.
Yeah, what have you seen
Stud
from him,
and a
bro?
half.
What have you seen from him?
What did
What
the-
have I seen from
what
him?
did the tape
bro?
show? What did the
I've
tape
seen
show?
from him? I've seen him running down running backs and stuff on a jet sweep, right? I've seen that at Georgia.
He's a big boy.
But you
too,
know
bro.
what might have
He's
had him
thick.
You know what might have had him tank down the draft boards
Off
a
the
bit.
field?
Just so happens to
In,
be an assistant in a
Let me
homicide.
paint the picture for you. We're at
Assist-
Faroe Field in Columbia, Missouri, in late October. Georgia comes to town against the Missouri Tigers. Mizzou was winning most of that game.
MIG.
So how good can you really be?
ZOU?
If you're losing to Mizzou for 3.5 quarters, that's fucking pathetic.
I'm not
and that's
drafting
why Stetson Bennett's not a first-round quarterback. And I love Stetson Bennett, but that's the only reason, man. At the end of the day.
Doesn't have anything to do with assisting in a homicide.
Well, I mean, that has probably a little bit to do with it, I would say. But I'm shocked the Raiders didn't pick him solely because of the off-field
Oh,
issues.
this was a good moment.
Like, solely because of that.
When I was with that Raiders fan, and I asked him, because I thought Jalen Carter was going to go to 7
I
to
thought
the
that
Raiders.
was a no-brainer.
I asked the Raiders fan, I said, are character issues one of the main things you look for as a Raiders fan when you're trying to pick someone? And he was all in on, yes, we want to pick people with bad reputation. I don't know. Bad reputations and
They
character
should have
issues.
traded for Deshaun, bro. My lord. Whew.
Who do you think won the first round of the draft?
The Miami Dolphins.
The Raiders all prison team. It's
Thanks.
crazy. The
No,
Dolphins
the-
did win because they didn't lose.
Yeah, no, the Eagles easily won the first round. In my opinion. I mean, you lost Javon Hargrave to the San Francisco 49ers. Great signing. But you replace him with the best D tackle prospect in I don't know how long. Like maybe since Aaron Donald.
I got a sleeper team,
Yeah. Well, Seahawks?
the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, fuck that. I was pissed about their draft.
You
They
got
did a
Devin
good job.
Witherspoon. You
Yeah.
got Devin Witherspoon, which was allegedly a little bit of a reach. But
Allegedly,
But
because
if
they clearly needed a corner, and so they were like, let's take
honestly,
the
they
best
really
one
What does our
now.
scout say?
because they already have Tariq.
Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen is nice.
Hey,
Tariq Cohen, lockdown corner. But Tariq Woolen and Witherspoon. If Witherspoon works out, that's fucking filthy. That's the Legion of Boom 2.0.
I don't think they would have ever expected JSN to fall. I don't think anyone
No.
expected JSN to fall.
No.
That far,
We didn't have
not
any
that
wide
far.
receivers go
Bro,
till like.
the
I
whole
want to
time-
get to that. Hold on, we're
whole
going to talk
time, though-
about that. I want to hear what Felipe thinks.
That's why. That's why I'm saying.
You're so respectful.
Why are
bro.
you eating before you have 2 gigantic pizzas?
So hungry.
I'm nah, these are good. These are little pretzel.
Oh, is it the pretzel
peanut butter
boys? All
motherfuckers.
right, I can't blame you.
Yo, Matan, thanks for bringing it to me, bro. Adam,
Don't worry. Adam's just going
two.
fucking
He goes
100 miles a
He
minute.
got his second team that won already. I didn't even get my first.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. Felipe,
Damn,
who do you think
dog.
won the first round of the draft?
Disrespectful, bro.
Hey, Felipe, who do you think won the
Dude,
first
thanks
round
so
of the
much
draft?
for asking.
Don't
Matan.
you even worry.
The Cowboys.
Are you saying normal like head to toe right now?
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, this fucking
I
guy.
can't deal with it.
Go for it.
Sweatsuit.
No, look. I mean, when the Eagles draft, they got Jalen Carter at a good point, right? They got him at 9. That was a really good pick. And then I wanted the Cowboys to take Nolan Smith or Joey Porter Jr., to which they took neither. And the fact that Nolan Smith fell to the Eagles at 30.
Wait, why'd you want Joey Porter Jr.? You have 2 corners.
Because he's a fucking dog, and it would have been a steal at that
He's
point.
a fucking dog, bro.
I guarantee
'Cause
you.
We them boys, bro. Like,
he knows. He knows.
he knows,
I'm gonna
he's
tell you
right.
what. I guarantee
Bro,
you. This.
Lipe before the Cowboys pick named 3 guys like it's gonna be one of these 3. I can't wait to see who it is. And they picked fucking what's his name?
Mozzie Smith, but we're not there yet. But I guarantee you, Joey Porter Jr. goes.
Don't know who that is.
Mississippi State though. He went Mississippi
He was
State.
that tall
back.
corner. He's like 6'1", 6'2", like tall corner from Penn State.
That one.
With he had some dreads. Like
He wasn't. He was
Bro.
Anyways, he's gonna go first tomorrow to the Steelers. The Steelers always get their guy. They got T.J. Watt late. The Cowboys got Taco Charlton instead. That draft. Yeah, he's out the league.
Good name though.
Yeah, Taco. No, good name. And then they're gonna get Joey
You
Porter
should have
Jr.
taken
tomorrow.
Taco Fall instead.
I was thinking about it.
Wait, so who
actually,
won the
yeah.
draft?
So I like what the Eagles did.
Well,
But-
you did see the Jalen Carter graded C.
Yeah, but then I saw Sports Illustrated graded Jalen Carter as a C, and so I'm like, fuck that. So I'm actually gonna go with the Houston Texans because
I kind of agree, by the way.
Shoot, I totally forgot because that was 2 and 3. That was
Because-
so early.
yeah.
That was hours ago.
because they got CJ and Stroud. They got addressed the quarterback situation, and they got Will Anderson. A lot of people thought they were only going to take one or the others. Like, which are they going to take? They took both. Now they had to give away a first round pick next
That's
year
the
for
one
it.
thing
Yeah,
that
that's
worries
what's
me.
tough.
But
You're going to be
that's
picking in
okay.
the top
That-
5 again.
But
Well, you might not be,
because
because you
if
might
CJ
be-
Stroud is your dude. Fuck it.
Let me ask you a question. How many wins do you think the Texans are going to get?
7.
17.
And if you get, and if you have 7 wins, you're going to be picking in the top 10 again.
No, you might be.
No, 7's probably like 12
11.
to 15.
Who'd they
11,
trade it
12.
to?
The Cardinals.
So worth it for the Cardinals. I mean,
Yes and no.
Yes and no. You're
'Cause
missing
they
out on Will
already
Anderson,
have a
but-
quarterback. Like they have that position that goes that high.
I-
For the Cardinals, I don't know why you wouldn't try and just get Will Anderson.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, look, you got so many needs for the Cardinals, but
yeah, but at the end of the day, like Will Anderson's one of the best pass rushers we've seen in a long time.
That's facts.
you got interrupted.
Oh my God, Adam!
So respectful.
He's never done this before.
Yeah, this is the least Adam thing. Adam's usually the one button the fucking.
No, I'm done.
But Adam's also drinking a beer, so this is I don't know what Adam
Jack,
this is.
that's true. No, Jack and I were talking. I mean, we were both. I told him, I was like, man, the Eagles killed this draft. I
Well,
think
as
they,
salt of the earth guys, we were together the whole time.
of course. No, I think the Eagles had a great draft, but then I saw the Sports Illustrated, very smart people, they gave him a C. They gave him a C for the Carter pick, and I'm like, all right, bet they can't win the
Why?
draft.
Wait,
with a C.
why'd they give the Eagles a C?
Because one off the field shit, obviously.
If there's any team that
Well,
can
if he goes to
support
prison,
that, though,
that's probably not, the greatest pick.
he's not going to go to prison.
That would
They'll
suck.
put that on. They'll put that on him. But then also, I
He
think
denied
that
us an interview yesterday, so
Did he?
yeah.
He was
Wait,
the
wait,
man
what,
to be
yesterday?
backstage.
Yeah, remember Jalen Carter yesterday?
Go look at the game
was
day
try-
NFL stories. He stopped
true.
to take a selfie with me.
That's
I
true.
didn't even ask.
That's cool for you.
It is.
He
Step
fucking
Brothers
said
2 the
fuck
sequel.
off to me yesterday.
And now he's Daniel Jones's enemy. So we hate him.
Yeah. You know what Daniel Jones is going to do? Remember AB with the
He's
punt?
gonna get
NFL
Daniel
sacked
Jones
by
gave
him.
him a fucking cleat to the jaw.
He's gonna get sacked by him.
Can we just say
probably.
the three best drafts then were the Eagles, the Texans, and the Seahawks?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great
All right.
But
pick.
hey, That is so good for my notion with the Texans. Yo, like that was fucking nasty for
scoff.
me.
Dude, I love that. I kept
don't scoff at my notion from months ago.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
holy.
raving to Adam about it when we were in the media room. I was like, I walked in and I saw they were doing their presser.
Matan had a hard on the entire time.
Did
CJ
you
and
say-
Will had their presser together.
Did you just say common Perotti W? Because
Yeah.
that's just like
I
what
just think
do.
it's a sick tactic. I don't understand why. I don't understand why teams like the garbage franchise teams that are always.
That's just disrespectful,
Like-
honestly. Garbage franchise teams.
Speaking of garbage franchise,
Let me finish my point, please. I was very nice. I gave you a little time to speak. I don't understand why the teams that are garbage don't trade up to get back-to-back picks more often. I just think
Because you give up a first round.
because you want
yeah,
that.
but fuck that,
But if-
bro.
if
Make it
you're so garbage
exciting.
and you have so many
This
needs,
is a
you
fucking
need
business.
all
you
of
want
the
me to
draft
pay
picks.
my money
Make it
to?
exciting.
Yeah.
Here it is, Matan, because
I'm a
first
fan
rounders
here.
don't work out as often as you might think.
That's true.
You need if you're a shit team and you have a lot of holes to fill, you need as many draft picks as you can to hope you hit.
Like to me, that was
Like-
the most exciting part of the night was the
That
fact
was
that
sick.
those
Oh, for sure.
that trade to put them back-to-back picks is the coolest thing that
Miko
happened.
Ryans is him.
as the
He is. That's what I've been.
As-
As the cap guy.
as the GM of the Cap South podcast and the salary cap
Well, no, you're more
enthusiast.
CFO. I feel like he's our
Well, the
player
GM
GM.
I am.
well,
I'm
no,
player
he's our
personnel.
analyst.
I'm in
He's our
charge of player
analyst.
personnel, actually.
Yeah, he's
I'm
our
the
analyst.
PR guy.
The
Yeah.
GM's in charge of building with the cap.
That's true.
Oh, you
actually.
smell that pizza right now?
I am. I'm pretty hungry. As the Caps off the salary cap enthusiast and GM, it does worry me because obviously those are two huge cap hits down the line for your Houston Texans.
Yes.
As the second and third pick, those are two of the highest cap hits in the NFL. So the reason it's also beneficial to have
Bro,
the
who
following
the fuck
year.
do they have on like any?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you.
And it's spread
That's not
apart.
what I'm saying though. But like the following year, if you need to have another first, you have an extra year to it, and you have extra options.
But don't a lot of top picks though, like they have that base salary or whatever, like turn into a signing bonus so it doesn't count against the cap.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had
You
when
know where I
Zach
learned that from? Zach.
when Zach was on, you could negotiate that, but at the same time, there's still things that you can't necessarily negotiate, and that's the structure of the contract. So, look, at the end of the day, I agree with you, Matan. I think why don't teams do this more often? Because you're such a poverty franchise that you want to wait year after year to be able to pick, in the top 5 or the top 10. So go get a guy if you like him, especially if you're D'Amico Ryans. And I actually respect the fact that if D'Amico Ryans sat there and said, I'm not going to be ousted in 3 years because I had to wait and be patient. So finally they go get,
He was giving me my two fucking guys. The two guys.
I
off the
respect
board
it.
want.
I respect it.
Nah, he ain't gonna be ousted. No cap.
And
For real?
so this is something that's like gonna kind of pay me to say because they're America's team. I love them. And Tom was speaking of shitty franchises and now poverty franchises,
not
stay
America's
poverty
team.
franchises. The Lions. What the fuck were they doing?
So I was about to say, who lost tonight? Who had the worst draft?
Detroit Lions.
Who had the worst draft of the first
Dude,
round?
I just don't understand what we're doing
the
here. Like,
Lions.
why are you at 12 nabbing Jahmyr Gibbs? That is the biggest reach, and you already have
a reach.
DeAndre Swift,
Not
David
even-
Montgomery. What are we doing? And the GM came out just after the draft and said that it doesn't change anything when their philosophy of DeAndre Swift. It's just. It
Well, I
makes
think
no
what's
sense.
crazy is they traded back,
Yeah.
right? So they traded back, and
They
essentially
traded back to get Jahmyr Gibbs.
The idea of trading back is like, I can get this
They
guy
had-
anytime, like
What do they have? The 6th pick? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bro, they could have got Jalen Carter.
could have got Jalen
They
Carter.
could
Could
have
have got a lot
Jalen
of
Carter to pair with Aiden Hutchinson or Tyree Wilson to pair
That's
with.
what you
Yeah,
thought
that
was
was
going to
a-
happen. You
that
said
would've
you
been
were
I
like,
was saying, when I saw Lions at 6, we were all talking. I was like, dude, like, this is awesome for the Lions. They're going to get a defensive lineman stud like Tyree or Jalen Carter to pair with Hutchinson. And now, like,
I mean, we're talking
you have
cornerstone
Jahmyr
position.
Gibbs, you have a running back trio. Who the fuck has a running back trio that's ever been good?
It's one thing if you didn't just pay David
fuck is a
Montgomery.
running back trio, period.
It's one
Actually,
thing.
the Eagles last year had.
yeah, but they,
I mean, there's a difference between
Sanders,
Boston
Gainwell.
Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders,
Nah,
and then
bro.
DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Those
One
are
of the
three
best
guys that can be
Swift.
RB1.
I was
That's what
about
I'm
to say
saying.
that.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
problem.
That's not a trio. Like that's it.
Terrible.
Great trio back in the day. Brandon Jacobs,
Ahmad
Ahmad Bradshaw, and Derek Ward.
Hey,
Not
but
a
what
bad
do we
one.
call this, Adam?
Actually not
Organizational
bad.
That was a
negligence.
nasty
They were
trio.
good. They were good.
I just think when I look at the Lions, I just don't understand because also what Brad
Well,
Holmes.
when that pick happened too, like what did you hear from some guy like front office guys in the league saying?
I mean, a lot of the front office guys were just laughing at Brad Holmes and the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, and not only that, when we were in the media room, one of the media guys did say that's why bad franchises are going to continuously pick within the top 12.
Yeah,
because
bro.
you make picks like that at a position that's not premier.
It just
So
ma-
as a GM, when we're looking at our draft grades, we give on the board a grade to everyone, right? And Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell were two of our highest in the Lions.
Too because like running back and middle linebacker are probably the two least premier draft picks. They
Adobe
get in the
Premiere
first round.
Pro. Yeah.
Premiere Pro. Shout
Yes.
out. But like those are probably the two least like premier or I guess important draft picks you can get in the first round.
Well, I don't want to discredit. Jack Campbell's a really good linebacker, but you also reach for him at 18.
Yeah.
So do you reach for
At
Jahmyr
18,
Gibbs?
you could have got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Exactly. You reach for Jahmyr Gibbs. You reach for Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell, I think, got a D grade from the Game Day NFL as well. So
And they're really smart people too.
They
you know
are.
what I'm saying?
Felipe,
But-
who lost this first round?
Well, actually, can I just ask Adam a question?
Yeah, you always got you're such a thoughtful man.
I just want to ask you, what do you like about Jack Campbell's game?
well, I think first of all, he's
Is
a
it the
super
chicken soup?
He's a super versatile linebacker. He's super athletic. I believe, last year from a PFF grading standpoint, he was like third best in run stopping, third best in pass.
From a PFF standpoint.
From a PFF standpoint. Now, I don't know. I don't know exactly where the numbers were, but I do know that he was like 1, 2, and 3 across the board in college out of any linebackers. He's a tad undersized. And I do also know this because as the Dolphins GM as well, we wanted Jack Campbell.
Oh, as the Dolphins GM?
Yeah. I was the one that traded for Tyreek and Bradley Chubb. So,
Good trade.
thank you.
Smells awesome. That pizza smells amazing.
It does smell really fucking
Look, I think
good.
Jack Campbell's he's a super athletic linebacker, but like Jack said, look, it's not a position that's premier where you could have got a Tyree Wilson, you could have got a Jalen Carter, you could have got someone that felt like it could have fit a need when you have so many needs on a defense side of the ball. Running back was not a need for the Lions.
And last year they got Malcolm Rodrigo, as in Hard Knocks. Like he was a middle linebacker last year. He was a fucking stud as a rookie. I don't know why you're trying. Is he an outside linebacker though, Jack Campbell, or is he kind of
He's outside linebacker?
Yeah, I mean,
So he gets
cool,
that passer?
cool,
He rush
but
the
like,
passer?
Yeah, you can rest the passer. But again, I think another crazy thing that we
I
need
just feel bad
to
because I love the Lions, bro.
another thing we need to look at is like the two teams that just made it to the Super Bowl did not have premier running backs. Sure, Miles Sanders, but like
Yo,
Isaiah
chill
Pacheco.
the fuck out on Pacheco.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Chill the fuck out.
Did we waste draft capital on Isaiah Pacheco in the first round?
No.
Absolutely not.
Did we do it with Miles Sanders?
I don't know.
No, he was like a second or third round
He
pick.
was a second round pick.
So,
Yeah.
again, the line sitting here saying we are picking within the top 12. We're going to go after Jahmyr Gibbs when we already have two running backs.
The first round pick.
He was a late first or early second.
Are they gonna trade someone? Like they're gonna
They're
trade
likely. I think the
Swift?
Lions end up trading DeAndre Swift. Now they're
Yeah.
playing politics by saying it
I feel
doesn't
like
change
Swift has
anything.
really good trade value.
Yeah, and again-
incredible
I
trade
actually
value.
Don't.
They'll get a third for him.
You don't?
Yeah, third.
Bro, like
third,
they'll
third,
get like a third, fourth.
I'll tell you right now. I bet you the Miami Dolphins are looking at DeAndre Swift. They
should
wanted
be.
him.
Yeah,
They
I
wanted
would
him
be
a
too
couple
if
years
I
ago.
would, if they
He
weren't,
can
what would
play.
that be?
Organizational negligence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you who lost the draft, Matan. I mean,
Tell me.
The lines are pretty obvious.
But if you had to go non-Lions,
But I have to go non-lines, and I'm gonna go I was gonna say San Diego. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers because
yes, that's a good one. Really? They needed a wide receiver.
Quentin Johnson,
that's
because
fine
Keenan
that
Allen's
they
getting
needed a
old,
wide
he's injury
receiver.
prone.
But I would get a wide receiver that has a decent floor at least, or if I really want one, I'll try to trade up.
I would have picked
I mean,
Zay
look,
instead of Quentin
JSN got
Johnson.
taken one pick above them. They could have traded up with Tampa Bay. You know damn well the Seahawks are not going to draft Kalijah Cansey.
Same measurables as Aaron Donald.
Kalijah Cansey?
Yeah,
Never mind. He's the
out of
best player
Pitt.
of all time, actually.
That's
So
what I'm
they
saying.
probably would have. But Quentin Johnston, I mean, like the thing about him is he's just raw, bro, and he doesn't have the techniques as a receiver, the great route running. He's not polished as like a JSN is or other guys that we've seen, or even Zay Flowers for that matter. So I just thought that was a reach for like a guy.
If they wanted like a stud, if they wanted like a JSN, you could have just traded up to 19 because you know the Bucks don't need a receiver.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
trade up to
like-
19, and then you could go get him. I just think like if that's what you want a receiver, you could have gotten someone with a higher floor. The
No.
problem with Quentin Johnston is that he's a freak, of course, but if he doesn't reach that ceiling, then he's a bust because he's so freaking raw right now.
You know what Loki also thought might have lost the draft a little bit is the Commanders.
Why?
Because you had a chance, and I know we're really low on Will Levis and everything like that, but at 16, and you have Sam fucking Howell as your quarterback coming into the year. You let
also have what's his name, bro?
Heineke go. Carson Wentz is on your
Heineke's
team.
gone. Where is Heineke now?
He's on the Falcons. If you let Heineke go, Carson Wentz isn't there anymore. So Sam Howell is your guy if you're the Commanders.
Who's
right?
starting for the Falcons at quarterback? I don't know.
Desmond
Ritter.
Ritter.
He's
Quickly,
starting over
But hold
Heineke?
on. So
Where's your
if you're the
phone?
Commanders,
What do we got the timer?
it's a minute away. So if you're if you're the Commanders and do you really think Sam Howell is your guy? I don't.
Not at all.
Nothing against Sam Howell, but
he sucks.
no, he's just like, but he's just not that guy. So I don't understand why at 16 that would be
Jesus
ready.
fuck.
That would be an absolute fall. It was a fall and a fucking half for Levis. You give him a shot. You put him in a quarterback competition with him and Sam Howell.
Not if you don't believe in him.
Go get the
Emmanuel
pizza.
Forbes.
Well, it's hard to believe in anyone that puts mayo in their coffee. So
True.
No, it's fair, but it's like at that point, it's worth a shot.
can I defend Sam
I'm gonna
Howell
get
on
the
one
pizza
take
ready.
though quickly? Sam Howell last year or the year before, I think it was before like the draft prospect, the draft process happens, was going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah, he was.
So there is something to Sam Howell, and then fell.
He apparently
no.
in the preseason he played really fucking good. Yeah, last year.
He was the top prospect before his last college football season. Not
I don't know what happened at
afterwards.
UNC, but
So he was asked his
I'm gonna
last
get our
year. It's
pizza,
like,
boys.
that happens a lot. But I think Emmanuel Forbes is actually a good pick. One of the top corners in the draft, 6'1", 166 pounds, very tiny actually. I think he's probably going to split in half. But he can play though. I saw a lot of good analysis with him. So I don't think I think Washington just doesn't believe that they're close right now, and they're okay with another bad season with Sam Howell, and maybe they can get a shot at one of the top quarterbacks next year.
Why do we think Will Levis fell?
Because of the mayo.
Other than the mayonnaise
Because he told
in his
family.
other than the mayo in his coffee, why do you think Will Levis wasn't
Because he's
drafted
not
in the
good.
first round?
Because he told his family he was going number 1.
No, it's because he's not good. Like it's just so simple.
Why do you say he's not good though?
Because we try to overanalyze everything. What I'm saying is not good because the consensus around him is that he wasn't good. The only thing that bumped him up the draft charts
Where he's like
over the past couple months was the measurables, the tape. Like what can we see? The tangibles, right? Not the intangibles, but the tangibles. Literally like big guy, big arm, athletic, but he
Iron
couldn't
Man.
win. He couldn't win in college, huh?
I was gonna say Captain America shoulders, but I said Iron Man, so I just shut up.
Iron Man and Captain American shoulders. But he has, like I said, he has the tangibles, but he didn't win in college. He played in a bad conference, still couldn't win. He was he was just not.
playing the SEC.
All right. Come back and then you can talk.
What's your point, Jack? Yeah, he was very unsuccessful in college. He didn't perform personally, and he didn't win. So I mean, I think he fell because he's just not that good. And the only reason he was touted, you know what? Zach Hiller was right about something. Zach Hiller's point, the agent we had a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Oh, the media doesn't know shit. Their own analysis is their own, and they don't know shit about the NFL. NFL guys actually have a completely different thought on these players' perspective."
Yeah.
When it comes to Will Levis, he was very right because that showed exactly what it is. The media was putting this guy like Will Levis like he's the next Zach Wilson when he's clearly not. The teams don't love him. The teams did love Zach Wilson. He went second
Well,
overall.
if he was the next Zach Wilson, then that's why they fucking let him drop.
But the next Zach
But
Wilson
maybe.
as a prospect. But he clearly wasn't. And the teams were just like, nah, fuck that.
You know who's another loser of the draft is the Packers. You essentially
Who'd they
traded
You're
Lucas
throwing
Van
us
Ness.
off course.
Oh,
Why?
Lucas Van Ness.
I just asked a whole other question, but okay.
What was
keep
the
going.
question?
We're talking about Will Levis now.
Oh,
That's the next topic.
Oh,
yeah.
I was saying months ago that Will Levis is fucking bad.
You've been saying it.
Like he's
you
not
said it
good.
before everybody.
He's super inaccurate. He couldn't win at Kentucky in a like you said bad conference. The SEC
My bad. I didn't mean a bad conference.
SEC's pretty fucking good. SEC East though that he plays in, not great besides Georgia. And I guess Tennessee was actually fucking awesome last year. But aside from that, it's terrible. He's never the guy like Anthony Richardson's worth a gamble. Will Levis is not. But it's in the second
What do you
round.
want to say about the Packers?
No, I was just gonna say essentially you traded Aaron Rodgers for Lucas Van Ness.
who didn't start ever at Iowa.
Yeah.
That's
it's just
crazy.
if there's ever been a
He
Packers
told me
played
this
a lot.
before.
He was
That's
never
insane.
first
if there's
string,
ever been a Packers
technically.
pick, it's right now.
Yo,
Again,
wait, you said after the pick, you're like, this is so Packers. What was the reason again? You were like,
Oh, they just let the white boys that were fed corn their whole life. You know what I mean? Like people that were just born in the middle of the fucking country. You never heard of the town in your life, or probably even a state. And they just were born like their parents just fed them fucking
It's an
cornbread.
undiscovered state in America. No one knows this.
They just fed him cornbread every fucking day, and them motherfuckers are big
He's
though.
from
Yeah, it
New
works. It
Wyoming.
works.
He's from New Wyoming. That's a different.
Is that the
it's a
new
different
part of Wyoming?
No, it's a different state next to Wyoming.
I was saying sometimes it pans
oh,
out though.
Iowa's the new Wyoming.
No. That's the state that this guy's from. That's never been discovered.
Oh,
Look,
I see.
It's like
Sometimes
New
it pans
Jersey.
out though.
You know?
Right.
Sometimes it pans out though. This guy, I just don't know.
But I'm just looking at it like, look, you just traded Aaron Rodgers. You're starting the Jordan Love, time, right? I think they need to pick up his 5th-year option by a certain time.
They could have taken JSN.
They could have taken JSN. They could have taken a Zay Flowers. Could have taken a Jordan Addison, a Quinn Johnson. Anyone that can continuously. They also need a tight end.
Who are the Packers wide receivers right now?
Future
Watson,
NFL Pro Bowler Romeo Dobbs.
Why do you love
Christian
him
Watson.
again?
Truthfully,
Yeah,
No reason.
I bought into the Jordan Schultz hype like last year.
awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Jordan Schultz.
And
Jay
he was
Sheezy.
also a starter.
Shout out
in
to
Nevada.
real Jay Shiesty.
They
Back-
have good young
back-
receivers.
talk
though,
wide
the
receivers.
Packers.
Well, we're gonna get there. Don't worry, bro. I got a whole fucking plan. Just follow my lead, all right?
Yeah.
I got a whole
following.
plan. In
I'm
my
smelling
head.
the pizza.
Why do you think Will Levis fell? You're the only
I
one.
know.
All right, cool. Good
Dude,
answer.
I'm going to follow my predecessors. He sucks. That's clearly why.
That is clearly why.
I mean, like, what do you mean? You think I'm going to come in here with some, like, new
All right,
information?
fine.
Will Levis sucks.
I'll ask you a different question.
That's it.
I'll ask you a different question about
that's all,
players
bro.
falling. Why do you think no wide receiver was taken in the top 16?
Because
Well,
they suck.
No.
I'm just playing.
No.
Hey, honestly, we might have been overrating the wide receiver class a little bit.
No.
No, we weren't. They were expecting. to go in the back half
I
of
also,
the
but
first
this is where it got weird for me because when I look at the Bears, clearly like their room, but they needed a tackle as well. The Titans at 11 need
They're not
so
taking-
much, but they also
So
could have
much
gotten
up,
a
but
wide
that's
receiver.
Yeah.
They also just don't have a quarterback. They need to build the trenches. I get it.
Yeah.
Lions don't need one. Packers could have used one. Steelers don't need one. Jets needed one. To be honest, the Jets.
Honestly, the Jets, if you went out and got JSN,
That's
you are the best team in the AFC East. I'm sorry. They are. Because if you have that, you have Aaron Rodgers throwing to Garrett Wilson and JSN, who already play together, know how to work together well. That's disgusting. With Breece Hall as well, I mean, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but
I just think we're also still ignoring
But they
the,
went for
the
an edge
offensive
rusher that
line.
we've
I
never
agree with you. The
fucking heard
skill,
of.
the skill position players would have been insane, but we're just ignoring the offensive line. But whatever. The Jets needed didn't really, I guess, need one, but they could have used one. The Commanders don't need. Patriots could have definitely used one, but Bill Belichick
Oh
ain't
my
drafting
God.
a fucking skill player. He's drafting
That
a
was
corner,
insane. I was shocked.
Yeah, that's
that
a
they
skill
didn't
position.
draft
That's a
him.
defensive skill position.
an offensive skill position.
And then I think was it right after the Patriots that Jason got drafted?
No,
Or was it
Jack
a couple
Campbell,
picks?
then to the Lions. The Bucks don't need one, and then JSN went to the Seahawks. So
We were talking JSN.
Dan
if he went
Campbell
to the
took Jack
Lions.
Campbell.
yep,
I feel like JSN to the Lions would have been really nice too.
they just don't need him.
They don't need
They
him,
just
yeah.
lost Jameson. They wasted high capital on Jameson.
Yeah.
But I just when I look at it, the reason I think a lot of these wide receivers fell is just based off of the team needs. I don't understand the picks like 11 through 19 or whatever it was because we didn't know any of these fucking fucks. But
I mean, there's some good
No,
linemen
not
that
the
I've heard
fucking
of that got
fucks.
You
picked,
know what it
so,
is,
like,
though? This is the worst receiving class we've seen in years, bro. This receiving class sucks.
I don't
The
agree.
thing
There's
with this
one-
receiving class, I think it's high floor, super low ceiling.
I just disagree with your take.
No, I don't.
I don't think there's a Jamar Chase. There's not like the sexiest of sexy picks.
There's a T. Higgins.
But there's a lot of talent. And I think with a lot of these drafts, they may not, test off the charts or they may not have the craziest college production, but they get in the right opportunity with the right quarterback, the right system, they end up thriving and you look back on it, you're like, wow, that guy should have went higher. Or wow, that guy,
I mean,
you know.
there's that
definitely-
in every class, but
and
in terms of prospects, though, like
Yeah, in terms of prospects,
it's,
sure.
it's terrible. You have one guy that's clear number one, JSN, and after that, fucking Josh Downs could be fucking number two, and he might not even go in the top three
Hey, chill.
rounds.
Zay Flowers, friend of the pod.
True.
Zach Hiller's actually the greatest receiver of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I mean, look, I just think it's not that great of a receiver class, and everyone that's been analyzing this class since we started looking at it right after the Super Bowl ended has been saying the same thing, that there's just not as much talent as we've seen in the past few years. So I think that's just what it comes down to.
I think you have a lot of wide receiver twos in this class. JSN could become a one.
Even JSN,
Like-
is potentially a wide receiver too, and not a one.
Well, I think
And that's okay, but like it's just that you don't have a class like you've
JSN's
seen in
going
the
to start
past.
his career as a 3.
to back up your point, though, we had 6 wide receivers taken in the first round last year, all in the top 18. We didn't have a single wide receiver taken until pick 19 in this draft. So to your point, yes,
but
it makes
Garrett
sense.
Wilson was
No, I agree. I'm
Wilson,
backing up. I'm
Olave,
backing up
there
your
were some
point.
boys,
As a
like-
prospect, there weren't as talented of players last year.
Yeah,
The Drake
yeah,
Letters,
I
the
see,
Garrett
I
Wilsons,
see,
and
I
Chris
see.
Olaves.
I see.
But to my point, I think we overvalue the prospect, and
I
I
agree.
think there's loaded talent in college right now. They're breeding these players differently. So they're going to get into the league, and a year from now or 2 years from now, it's going to be someone that you didn't necessarily expect. a la Christian Watson.
I
Who
mean,
popped
Debo
off at the end
Samuel
of the
was a
year.
second-round pick. Like,
Exactly.
shit like that
Yeah, bro.
happens.
So I just think you're
DK
going to see
Metcalf
Jettas.
was the second round pick as well.
So I
Jettas was
think
second
you're
round.
going to look back on this draft and think, wow, this guy should have went higher. But there are 4 teams that added wide receivers that I'm curious who now has the best core out of them. For me, it's the Seahawks. DK, JSN, and Tyler
In the
Lockett
NFL?
might be
No.
the
Of
second best
4 teams
trio in the NFL.
The 4
though.
teams that added a wide receiver, which team has?
Oh,
the
but
best?
I'll even take it a step further. I think JSN, DK, and Tyler Lockett might be the second best wide receiver trio in the NFL.
JSN is
I
so
agree.
pro ready.
Like outside the Bengals,
I
the fact
agree.
that JSN is your third or maybe Lockett's your third, depending, they are
I agree.
hoopers.
I don't know,
Pure
bro.
hoopers.
I don't know. Debo Ayuk and third and Jawan.
That's true. Jawan
Yep,
Jennings
you
is
forgot
nice.
about third and Jawan.
No, you're right though. Jokes aside,
Honestly,
Seahawks
no.
trio is ridiculous.
I actually
now.
think the Cowboys one is better.
No, it's not.
It's
CD, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup.
If Gallup can get back to full strength, if he's what he was 2 years ago, but we're talking Deshaun Watson shit where it's like hypothetical. Can he get back to where he was? I don't know. But the Seahawks, we know what Metcalf is
What about-
and Lockett is, and you just add JSN, who we know has a very good high floor. That I think.
What about the
you're in
Steelers?
business.
Low key. Like they're not on the Seahawks level, but they're up there.
I agree, actually, but I think
We're
most
talking
people,
Pickens,
Trio?
A-Robs, Deontay.
trio: Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, and George Pickens. Yeah, I think it's up
good.
there, but I think a
That's
lot of
good.
people are completely over the Allen Robinson
Yeah.
experiment. Adam will never be over the Allen
Yo.
Robinson experiment. Wide receiver one season,
Yo,
always
what about
incoming.
a new trio that just got formed tonight?
Braxton Berrios, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. Yeah, I knew you were thinking
No,
that.
Nasty.
Zay Flowers, OBJ, and Rashad Bateman is not
Yes.
bad at all.
Very good.
And then with Mark Andrews at tight end, J.K. Dobbins coming back.
Yeah,
The
but
Ravens have fucking weapons for Lamar now. They have weapons.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not my favorite weapon.
We don't know. We don't know what Zay Flowers is going to be. I think he's going to.
We
be
don't know what
pretty damn
OBJ
good.
is going to be.
It might be an unpopular opinion. I'll probably take the Chargers trio over the Ravens trio.
No, that
Keenan
one's
Allen,
good.
Mike Williams, and Quinn Johnson.
would
I don't even know what the
That's
fuck
good.
Quinn
It's
Johnson
funny.
is.
I remember a couple months ago we were talking on the pod. We were like, there's not that many wide receiver trios. Now there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Actually.
There's a lot.
Like, people are
Just
loading
tonight.
up
And
on
frankly, the Jets had a great opportunity to have a strong trio. And I just think you look at it.
Corey Davis at the 3.
Alan Lazard, Corey Davis.
Alan Lazard.
Alan
would be
Lazard,
the 3.
Corey Davis.
No, it'd be
No,
Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson, and JSN if they did it.
correct. Also, the Vikings.
they
I mean, the
didn't.
Vikings is not great because we don't know how Jordan Addison is going to translate, but obviously a
be
Biletnikoff
good.
winner. Jordan Addison, Jettis, and KJ Osborne also not that
KJ
bad.
Osborne's
Pretty
underrated.
good.
But he's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
like,
But it's really just the ceiling. It's just really what Jettis does to that trio brings them up
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
correct.
It's literally like the other two are.
I stand by it.
Seahawks
I
are
think the
fucking
Seahawks
nice.
are probably the second best trio in the NFL. I mean, I love what they did in this draft.
they're really fucking good, man. They're talented. But the
What-
back to the Ravens real quick though, just because they drafted Zay Flowers, and yeah, it's a decent trio if they can all get it together. But one thing about OBJ is we don't know if he will put it together.
No, we have no idea.
And then Rashad Bateman, we haven't seen him have a fully healthy season ever in this league.
Yep.
And then you draft Zay Flowers, who's 5'9". And here's your problem: is OBJ's 5'10", Zay Flowers is 5'9", and
might be
Rashad
shorter
Bateman's
than that.
6'1". So you're who's your X? I don't know who your number one guy is. They're just playing with a bunch of for me.
it's probably OBJ.
The Chargers took a chance, and I didn't like it. Like I said, on Quentin Johnston, 6'4", super explosive. Calvin
Is
Johnson.
he
if can
6'4"?
reach- Yeah.
I was gonna say because those other 3 guys in the draft, like we saw CD Lamb the other day. He's
Big
a
guy.
big guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's a
6'2".
big guy,
Yeah.
and those guys are not even close. You know,
Right,
like
no, they're tiny.
Addison and Zay Flowers. Like
They're small. So for a receiver
Or
for,
JSN.
for like a wide receiver one. So I would have liked the Ravens to take a chance on a very big guy, like Quentin Johnson if it pans out, because I think Lamar just needs a guy you can throw it up to. That pizza looks so appetizing. But yeah, that's what I
The
would
guy he
have done.
throws it up to is Mark Andrews.
I was about to
In
say
a way,
that.
Mike Williams
guess.
though, and Quinn Johnson are pretty similar
No,
prototypes.
they're not though, because I see what you're saying in terms of like jump ball, but Quentin Johnson's a 4'3". Quentin Johnson's Calvin Johnson, like literally Calvin Johnson.
Damn.
Wait,
on
what?
on the pizza scale,
Play style.
like a 3.
Really?
Yeah,
He's just
two,
as
maybe
good.
2.
He's not as polished. That's the problem. He's not polished. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh no, sorry.
He's a
sorry,
deep
4.
threat, bro.
4 or 5.
42-inch vertical.
Yeah.
Mike Williams doesn't have the explosiveness. He's not a deep threat. Mike Williams isn't a deep threat, right? He's a go ball guy.
Well,
Or he's a deep. He's a go up and get it guy.
all right. One other player that we've talked a lot about on the pod, and has gotten a ton of hype, went much higher than expected today. Bijan Robinson went 8 to the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't don't understand the Falcons.
How do you feel about that pick?
I don't understand the
You don't
Falcons.
understand that?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because how the fuck are we supposed to keep drafting these skill players so high and not have any clue of how we're going to utilize them properly?
You know
Kyle
why?
Pitts, 3rd overall. Drake London, 8th overall or 7th overall. First
Are
wide
you-
receiver
are you
taken last
talking-
year. They don't know how to use him. They don't know how to get him the ball because they don't have a quarterback. Bijan Robinson, now from fantasy purposes, I absolutely adore it because there's such a run-heavy offense from Arthur Smith.
Are you talking because of just the lack of quarterback or because of scheme?
Scheme. It doesn't fit their play style. And I get it. Like, Bijan Robinson, sexy pick. Their skill players might be up there with some of the best, but that's only because we're going off the prospects. Kyle Pitts hasn't panned out. He has an incredibly high ceiling, but
Drake London's
hasn't panned out.
fine.
Drake London's a really, really good wide receiver, but at USC, even last year, wasn't the best prospect. Garrett Wilson was the best. Drake London was taken before him.
It was
Bijan
Wilson,
Robinson,
Olave, and then London. I don't know
Bijan
why
Robinson,
they-
amazing running back, but also Tyler Algier was fine. I'm not saying he's Bijan at all,
He was
but
good. He was good.
there's such a run-heavy
Top 5
offense.
PFF.
That's true. So, look, I just don't understand taking Bijan at 8. I guess we're back in the era of taking running backs super fucking early because Jameer went 4 picks later. But I have no clue what the Falcons are doing. They don't have a quarterback. I could see Arthur Smith getting fired in a couple years because of this schematics
I'll
of
be
drafting
honest,
these guys super high.
I think not. I think not opposite of you, but I think what the Falcons are doing is you're like, you know what, like they're trying to build up a team kind of how the Eagles did, where they're like, we are going to be a quarterback away, and when that guy comes, we're going to be fucking ready.
I think that's fair.
And we could say the same with the Eagles when they had Carson Wentz news hurt and they had this
but
whole
the
like
Eagles
quarterback
didn't draft a running
situation.
back.
I was about to say that.
They didn't, yeah. But Bijan, like we said,
got all
could
the
be
other
a
pieces.
generational running back.
Yes.
He's that fucking good. So I think what the Falcons are trying to do, like this offseason, we said they had some really good signings, right? Jesse Bates is a really good signing.
Defense is great.
Yeah.
How far are you though if you're the Falcons?
Actually,
I
not as far
honestly-
as you think.
I'm gonna. I was
me
saying,
ask, though.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you're a top 10 quarterback away from being contenders.
A top 10.
Who are
So-
the
so there-
receivers?
Oh,
So they're
are
gonna
the
get a top 10
receivers?
pick next year.
no one really has.
Who are the Falcons receivers?
Olamide Zacchaeus?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I don't even know if he's still
but
there.
I'm saying
You-
they
Drake-
need
Drake London and Kyle
need
Pitts.
another
That's all-
receiver.
that's
They
all
need
I-
another receiver. But if Drake London is the guy that they think he's going to be, that's why they drafted him before Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Kyle Pitts. If they can fucking figure out how to use him correctly, is such a game breaker.
All right, so how far away? Are
They
you?
really
I mean, I'll
can't.
tell you
I
right
think
now,
they're-
I
They really
they're-
can't.
they are
I
a
have no
receiver
faith
and a
in the
top 10
Falcons
quarterback
figuring that
away
out.
All
from
right,
being
so-
Super
I
Bowl.
completely
so-
disagree. I could see the Falcons winning the division next year.
I could too. They overperformed like crazy last year.
How? Like, give me years
From
being
what?
super-
From
from
what?
being Super
Bro,
Bowl
I don't
contender.
know how or where they're gonna find that quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, all right, so average it out then. Could take a couple of years. If you had to give me an
I'd
estimate,
say 3 years.
3 years, right? The problem, there's no problem with drafting
That'll
running
be
backs.
Kyle
I know
Pitts'
there's
last year of his rookie deal. That's gonna be Drake London's second to last. That'll be Bijan's third year. So you can have those guys on rookie deals. Maybe you can trade for like a fucking Kirk Cousins or something. I don't know if
All right.
he's the answer, obviously, but like
So I'm
Figure out a guy.
I'm just asking because you compared to the Eagles, and the Eagles did build up everything, and then they had a second round quarterback in Jalen Hurts, and it panned out. You just fit him in, and they built it around him, and it fucking worked beautifully. But with the Falcons, there's been a lot of talk about you don't take running backs in the first round anymore, and I think we've realized like the Cowboys didn't have a problem with Zeke
back to the
in the
Cowboys.
first few years. In the first few years that they had him, they had a problem after they gave him the contract.
Yeah.
You don't give a running back a second contract. By your theory, when the Falcons are going to be ready, they're going to be just about time to give Bijan a second contract.
Yeah,
so there's no point in drafting Bijan if you're not going to win in the
No,
first.
that's a
in the
good
first
point because
couple years.
if it goes by that, like that logic, like you're gonna have to be a Super Bowl contender and have your quarterback
next
a
couple
stud
years.
in the next few years, and
It's
that's
hard.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
I get it, but I
Especially with the
also-
money that you shelled out already this
It just
offseason
wouldn't
as
shock me
defenders.
though if the Falcons ended up winning that division. I don't know what Desmond Ritter
I
is. The
still
division
think-
sucks.
NFC South, though, I still think the Falcons probably finish second.
Okay.
I don't think they beat
Falcons
the
aren't-
Saints. I think
they're
the
not
Saints are in good shape.
Maybe Desmond
Falcons aren't
Ritter.
bad either.
Maybe Desmond Ritter is better than we think.
Well, Desmond Ritter was a fucking stud at Cincy.
Yeah,
He
but he
was
wasn't
really
good
good there.
last year though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not on him either.
But also-
we've seen rookie quarterbacks be bad and then become really good. Josh Allen's rookie year was horrific. Peyton Manning, his rookie year, was
I
horrible.
mean, we didn't even see Desmond Ritter though until like the end of the year. He barely
exactly.
played.
He actually broke off a few really nice runs and shit. Like
Desmond Ritter or Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett looked good the second half of last year. But Kenny Pickett was also a first-round quarterback. Desmond Ritter was like second or third.
That's true.
Can't buy into greasy hair and 2 gloves.
But yeah, no, Bijan.
Well,
Bijan
what
was
does
a
it
reach
give?
and a half, bro.
Career backup.
It gives.
Bijan was a reach, but Bijan's really fucking talented. And if the Falcons are going, which they have in the past few years, just best player available, makes sense. Overall, as a prospect, what can he bring to the table, regardless of position? Bijan might have been the best player there at 8. The problem is that they need more help in other positions. But I do understand them passing on quarterback if they don't believe in the quarterback there. If they don't like Levis, who's the only guy left really out of the top prospects, then don't take him. But you can keep drafting offensive linemen. I always go to offensive linemen if you don't know who
Build
your
the
quarterback
trenches.
is. Yeah, Bijan is fucking great. He's generational, but should have let him fall to the Cowboys.
I'm very curious.
Oh, that's why you're mad.
Yeah,
Should have let him
A little
fall to the
bit.
Cowboy.
a little bit.
Bro,
he wouldn't have
low-key
fallen.
just-
He wouldn't have fallen
If
to
the
the Cowboys.
Lions
anyways.
didn't pick Jahmyr Gibbs, you guys might have had a chance.
I wanted Gibbs. I actually really wanted Gibbs. But what the fuck? 12?
Who were the 3 guys that you wanted at that spot for the Cowboys?
I wanted
'Cause you listed off 3 when I was.
Yo, on God, for real, no cap. The
Dead ass?
Falcons could trade up potentially and get Will Levis still, though. The Lions have 34. I could see
Wow,
that
If they
going
love
what a QB competition.
The
Will
Rams,
Levis
the
and
Rams
Desmond
might get
if
Levis.
they want him, bro. Like, go, yeah,
They want
sure.
him.
If the Rams are smart, they get probably Will Levis at
But
36.
here's the thing, like, if they really wanted Levis, they would have given him a chance.
They would have.
Because you don't think Bijan's going to go hella early.
Bijan?
Right? Bijan.
I heard someone today say Bajan, and I was like,
Yeah, you don't think
Ooh.
Big John's going to fall. You know, like.
Lil
Yeah,
John?
Yeah, Lil John.
that does
I-
fit. Lil
I
John's
lost my
from
train of
Atlanta.
thought.
Lil John's from Atlanta.
I lost my train of thought. I'm on beer 4 already. If we're looking at beer
We'll
4.
wrap up in a sec,
window.
but before we wrap, scroll through the first round. Who was your favorite pick of the first round of the
Favorite pick?
NFL draft?
Ooh.
Good question.
I'm going to scroll, but
Do
I
you
like
know
JSN
yours?
a lot just off the dome.
Dude, I could tell you mine. I don't.
I'd want to pick Jason, but I might want to be different. So
No,
I'm not picking no JSN. You want to hear mine's, Matan?
Yeah, I ain't picking no
Dude.
JSM, bitch.
I have it right here, right in front of me. Right in fucking front of
Can
me.
I have 2?
Can I have 2?
What are we
All right,
breaking
bet.
rules? Yeah, go.
My one
Why are you yelling?
My one.
is Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma.
Bro, what?
What pick was that?
The Jags took him 27th,
27th?
That was
27th,
your favorite pick.
27th overall. You know why? Offensive tackle. You get some protection for Trevor Lawrence. You have a team with a lot of talent, a lot of skill players. Like we said, a team with skill players, you got to address the trenches, bro. That's how you get better. You already have one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league, one of the best prospects that we've ever seen, and it's translating. Now you got to make sure you keep protecting him. So I really like Anton Harrison, and the fact that he went to Oklahoma, there's a good chance he might be from the DFW area. He might be from Texas, Dallas, Fort
Not
Worth.
to.
Now the second pick that I like,
I just want to.
DFW area.
According to ESPN, he was the 7th best tackle in this class.
Well, he might be from the DFW
according
area,
to ESPN, the Eagles had a horrible draft, but
Bro,
No,
You know-
that was Sports
You know
Illustrated.
what was such a miss on everyone?
Same shit.
and the Eagle and ESPN too.
Felipe, the Denton guy wasn't drafted.
Yeah, not in the
from
first
Denton?
round.
Yeah, it was a guy, a first-round prospect from Denton.
All right, who's your second person?
My second is my second winner and favorite pick is Mozzie Smith.
Tell me why. Because he's paired up with Osa Odighizuwa.
Because there are other flashier picks. The Cowboys could have gone with
Yo,
flashier picks.
And the Cowboys,
but
Odigga did it.
they don't.
They did. Oh, dig do it.
The Cowboys had a bad run defense last year. They had great pass rushing, bad run defense last year. Joey Porter Jr. was there. Yes, there are flashier names there, but you have the best corner duo in the league. You don't need that. What you do need is to address a hole. They addressed the hole with Mozzie Smith, one of the most athletic players in this draft. Big boy, can get after it. Michigan, good career there, 3-year starter. And the biggest reason I'm excited about it is that Micah Parsons was on whatever Bleacher Report like streaming thing they were doing. It might have been like ESPN or something like that. And as soon as he got drafted, he started jumping up and down. He was going crazy. And then they pulled up the receipts. He texted the Cowboys, like a couple guys in the Cowboys front office at 3 p.m. today before the draft and said draft defensive tackle from Michigan, said his name. So Micah was going crazy. That was the guy from Micah. Micah's the best defensive player in the league. He might be the best player in the league outside of Patrick Mahomes. And the fact that he was so happy about it, I think it's a great pick for the
If
Cowboys.
he's the best defensive player, why didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year?
Hey, Jack.
Who won that? Who won that? I
Jack,
forgot.
who was your
No,
favorite?
wait. No, I forgot who won Defensive Player of the Year last year. What was it? Defensive Player of the Year last year? Who won it?
Defensive player of the year?
Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, Shohei.
Ah, Seamhead.
Jack, who was your favorite pick in the draft?
I've been looking through. It's actually kind of hard. There were a
Miles
few
Murphy.
that I really, really liked. I mean, the best one's got to be Jalen Carter.
What about
the
Darnell
Eagles.
Wright?
Yo, shout out the Bears, bro. Shout out the Bears. No, but Jalen Carter, I really like. Like, you lose Javon Hargrave and you replace him with a way, way cheaper option and a guy that potentially could be the best player of this draft. We don't really know yet. That was an awesome fucking pick for the Eagles. Like, the rich just keep getting richer. Fuck that, because Niners probably have to play them in the playoffs if we're going to go to the Super Bowl. And then my second pick is probably Will Anderson. Honestly, trading up for him at 3 because I thought when they drafted C.J. Stroud, I was kind of mad because I'm a Texans supporter. I guess at this point, I'm on the booster club. I really thought that they should have drafted Will Anderson at 2, and I was like, fuck, what are we doing? Because Texans. But you still go out and get that guy who is, I think, the most talented player in this draft is Will Anderson. He's going to be a fucking beast, man. You watch him in college at Alabama. I know you guys aren't like crazy college football guys. Take. Will Anderson is so fucking good. He has all these crazy moves, his gadgets, everything. He's got this tool bag that's just nuts. He's so ridiculously talented. You have him to go to the Texans, develop under DeMeco Ryans, who played with J.J. Watt. I love that pick. Build up that defense that I said was an underrated defense. Going to get a lot better with DeMeco.
I mean, it's very easy to say someone's underrated when they're 32.
They were not 32. They were like 23.
I'm just saying in general.
23.
That's overrating them. Adam, who was your favorite pick of the first
quickly,
round?
I got 2. One, Zay Flowers to the Ravens.
I was between
Shout out
Will
U-School.
I was between Will and Zay.
Friend of the pod.
Shout out
Great
U-School.
fucking pick for the Ravens.
I'm just
I
happy
agree.
to see that the Ravens are going to consistently want to invest in talent around Lamar. Lamar Jackson's an underappreciated quarterback that never had talent around him. I know they've tried.
They do. They have it now.
But they do have talent around him. I'm excited to see that. So I think finally it's, you're signaling, hey, we just gave you the bag. I'm also going to invest in you. So 1, Zay Flowers. Love that pick. 2, even though I hate this team, literally, more than anything outside of the New York Jets, it's the New England Patriots drafting Christian Gonzalez.
That was a fucking pick. He slipped.
Because Christian Gonzalez
He slipped hard.
could have been the first corner taken in this draft over Devin Witherspoon.
I think they were like 1A, 1B, weren't they?
They were 1A, 1B out of Oregon. You have him now be opposite of Jonathan Jones. Jack is there, but Jonathan Jones is now opposite. Jack Jones can now move into the slot.
Chill out. He's a Jack. He's that cornerback one.
It's a Jones. Any of the Joneses. You
Jack.
can keep up with the Joneses. Either one of them. Belichick now has a ton of pieces in a division that you're going to go up against a ton of talent. So the fact that you got Christian Gonzalez, the value was way too good to pass up. And not just that, I think he's a year 1 starter and a defensive player of the year candidate, rookie defensive player of the year. And I just, as much as I hate the Patriots, the Christian Gonzalez pick that late at that value for someone that was 1A or 1B, it's a great pick.
That's one that people are going to sleep on a little bit, but that was good. That was good.
Can I ask you about Zay Flowers, though?
Yeah.
What makes you think this is different from Hollywood Brown or Rashad
So
Bateman?
I knew that was going to come, and I think not just from body type.
Well, Rashad Bateman, when he's healthy, like the last couple of years, he's been solid.
Yeah, but you've been the main person.
I'll tell you why.
Saying
For me, Marquise Brown, coming out of OU, always felt like a guy that was running go balls.
Speed guy.
Pure speed, straight line speed. Zay Flowers is a guy that can go across the middle on a drag route and also take it to the house and be a lot more shifty than Marquise Brown.
I was say,
So
Zay's a guy that can play inside, outside.
So it might be a size comparison. I think it's very similar, but play style is very, very different. And I think when you complement Zay Flowers, who can run these routes underneath, and then you have Rashad Bateman, who could go with OBJ that you could kind of plug and play and mix all around, I think it fits a lot more than Marquise Brown.
And then you have that with Mark Andrews, too.
I just think it's a bit hypocritical that you've attacked the Ravens for not addressing the receiver position when they've now, after drafting another receiver in the first round, in the past 6 years, they've drafted 3 first-round wide receivers.
I think that's 3 out of the last 4.
So they've addressed it clearly.
4 years ago?
You just like Zay Flowers, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
I'm biased.
Don't give the Ravens flowers now for drafting receivers. They've been doing that.
I was never high on Hollywood Brown, though. I think they're completely different wide
I was high on
receivers.
Hollywood Brown. I'm not going to lie.
I know, that's fine that you're not. I'm
People
just
were
saying
saying that he might have been
you
the
weren't
best.
you weren't high on the Ravens management for how they addressed the receiver position. They're just continuing to do what they've been doing.
Sure, and just to finish on this last talk, because I want to hear Matan's, is play style and offensive play calling were drastically different at the time when you were drafting Marquise Brown. So you're drafting these guys that run someone that can run a go route, but then you're running in ground and pound with Greg Roman. So now that you do have Todd Monken or whatever from Georgia who wants to pass the ball, it makes more sense.
But I'm curious,
saying.
how was they on the basketball court? Because you guys were teammates.
Lockdown defender, man.
People don't know.
High
I don't
motor.
think that you guys.
You
High
can tell,
motor.
You can tell.
Zay Flowers is a guy that has a high motor, can lock up anyone, and at his size wasn't afraid of anyone either. So
You
I'm
drive
just
the
really
bucket,
happy
huh?
for him. Yeah, I'm really happy for him.
3-point shooter.
I can't wait till we have
Point
him
guard,
on.
though.
Not when.
More of a slasher.
What?
More of a slasher.
More of a slasher.
Not if, but when we have him
Yeah,
on.
Zay will be on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Best pick in the draft was Deontay Banks from Maryland. The
Let me
cornerback
guess.
Oh,
that-
look at the New York Giants.
You keep saying Witherspoon, Smitherspoon, whatever. He's
Who's
cornerback. The Seattle Seahawks took. Oh no, he's the number one guy at the position. All right,
Hey,
Deontay
we
Banks.
talk about Maryland.
Maryland, UMD product. Stefan
out
Diggs.
Silbo.
Shout out Silbo. Shout out Stefan Diggs. UMD, Maryland University of.
Hey, what's their
Comma
mascot
University.
called? Do you know
What
their
ex-
mascot?
What excites you the
Terrapins, right, or
most?
some shit
The
like that?
Terrapin.
Good.
What excites you the
Terps,
most
full
about
terps.
Cody Banks?
Excuse me,
Agent Cody Banks?
Cody Banks.
agent.
Yeah.
Agent, you don't know about Agent Cody Banks?
He's a nice corner. He's gonna help y'all out.
Bro,
Facts.
Agent Cody Banks great.
He is.
bro.
It's unfortunate that we didn't get one of the wide receivers. I definitely, as a Giants fan, wanted to get
You got
a wide
Isaiah Hodgins,
receiver.
bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We lost Richie James, though. That's an L.
4.38.
In all seriousness, I do think the most exciting part of the draft for me, my favorite part was when the Texans traded up and got Will Anderson.
That was sick.
That was just like exciting. It makes it fun. Stroud and Anderson look good together. Obviously, they're going to play on opposite ends of the field, but
They both look good when they held up that Texans uniform.
they're just
too.
like you get two of the top 3 prospects. That's exciting.
You
And
know
so
what
that
you
was,
gotta
that was
love?
definitely my favorite
You
pick.
know what you gotta love about the Texans logo too? It's got the Texas flag.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
you gotta
Texas,
love that, right?
dude.
You know, I only
America
it's the
runs on
best-
Texas.
It's the best logo in Texas,
Celsius.
probably.
America runs on
Well, the
Texas and
Texans-
Celsius.
Would you say the Texans have the best logo out of all sports in Texas?
I would also.
I can't.
Also
I
just-
can't speak. I can't. We gotta.
Just
Texas gets enough recognition, bro.
That's facts.
just quickly to the Texans point before I die.
You know, I never realized the Texans logo had a Texas flag in it until like a year ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because
You're
Just
not really a
quickly-
Texas
Because
fan.
they're so
He's lying.
fucking-
He noticed it tonight for the first time.
Just quickly
No,
on
because
the,
they're so fucking irrelevant. I never thought of that.
just quickly on the Texans point. There's also like weird times where you're actually happy for a team that's been so fucking bad that like they do the right thing. And tonight that was the moment for the Houston Texans.
They should
Being
move
just-
out of Houston, bro. Fucking poverty ass city.
They should
Fucking
move into
disgusting.
Denton.
Nah, we already had the
NRG
Cowboys.
Stadium is nice though.
All right, let's-
All right,
let's
well,
wrap this. I
this
wanna
was
get-
a
It's not
this
bad.
was a great first night. It is now
1 o'clock in the morning.
officially the middle of the night in Kansas City, but we'll be back at the second round tomorrow morning
Hey, if the
or
if the
tomorrow
folk-
afternoon.
If the folks at home are keeping count, this is the 4th beer of the
Oh, congrats,
podcast.
Jack. Congrats.
Mazel tov.
Just saying, I'm
he's
I'm
cool, bro.
I'm him.
You are. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Disagree with any of our takes? Let us know in the comments. Also, what did you think of round 1? What were some of the best draft picks? What were some of the worst? Let us know in the comments. Also, if we get to 10,000 subscribers, Jack's going to get a
Ass tattoo. Ass tattoo. He's getting an ass tattoo.
ass tattoo. I was going to say caps off tattoo.
An ass tattoo.
An ass tattoo. All right. And also, if you want any betting advice or betting promos, head over to thegameday.com, and we'll see you tomorrow.